Hey, welcome to Rochester Free Radio. This is WRFCLP, RochesterFreeRadio.com. And this is Upstate Eats. My name's Katrina Lee, and I'm all by myself today, but that's all right. My co host isn't able to be here because she's busy working and covering some extra shifts. So I have a lot to talk about, anyways. I was in a big car accident 5 weeks ago. Actually, it was the 11th of October. And I'm healing pretty quickly, so I've been getting out. But I've been living in Buffalo primarily because my parents have a mother in law apartment with a handicapped, accessible bathroom and it was like wheelchair ability. And so it was just easier to be with them and get to doctor appointments and stuff like that. So I haven't been going too much to many of the food reviews in Rochester. But now that I'm moving back up here and I'll be here more often, I'm going to be splitting time between Buffalo and Rochester. So I'm going to expand into some of the Buffalo restaurants today because I've been eating out a lot in Buffalo. And I know that area since I grew up in it pretty well. So I'm super excited to talk about today Casa de Francesca'S, which I went 2 times, and they have different specials. So it's on Thursday nights on the show that they have this event, and it's a special cook. So there's you get, I'll just read it off. So the tasting menu. So you get if you go and you purchase an appetizer, salad, or dessert, you get an entree for free and it's comped off your bill. So it's a really great deal. Casa de Francesca's is fine steaks, chops, and more. Is 2022 Seneca Street in Buffalo, 14210 if you want to go check it out. And so the tasting menu for tonight, which you still have a chance to get over there, is vegetable lasagna. These are the entrees. Vegetable lasagna, which is fresh garden vegetables baked with 3 cheeses and a creamy rose sauce. Chicken cordon bleu, prosciutto stuffed chicken breast breaded with fresh herbs and breadcrumbs, served with a potato crochet, accompanied by veggies in a white wine cheese sauce. French onion pork tenderloin, which is stuffed with French onions and a rich beef sauce with veggies and herb roasted crochet, and finished with a Swiss cheese sauce. And seafood manicotti, which is homemade crepes filled with lobster, crab, and shrimp in a lemon cream ricotta stuffing, finished with sherry cream. Now, I went the past 2 Thursdays in a row, and it was spectacular. Now, the menu changed. I had chicken yoinki and with some friends, so we kind of mixed it all up. So I got to try a bunch of their entrees, but the menu consistently changes because there's a special in-house gift. Now, on the appetizer menu, my friend Ravi went and he got the stuffed peppers and it came on bread and it was just amazing and just so good. They have a bunch of different desserts. They have it where you can have banquets facilities. They expanded and they added to the back. Now, prior, I guess they're getting some negative reviews that I heard from other people because they lost the chef, but now they have a great new chef. So it's like turning around. So I want to give it a positive review. I genuinely enjoyed the food. I just posted the pictures on my Facebook page, which is Katrina, KATRINA LEE Lee. And I also have Katrina LEE. So the Lily is more the clean, family friendly. My friends and people are on it. And then the other one's a little more aggressive in adult industry, perverted memes, stuff like that. So, I mean, you can follow both in like the food reviews. I tag on both accounts and I post public so you can see them all. We're also on Upstate Eats, and you can see the pictures on that Facebook page of the review and see what it's like. But I highly suggest going there, checking it out, especially on a Thursday with the appetizer entree special, because that seems to be the only day that that chef is in there. And I talked to him, and he's had experience for years in all different locations. So, I mean, it was just a really nice time. The owner is incredible. He's really nice. He walks up, he greets all the tables. He's a family guy. His kid was in the restaurant and everything. And it's a nice looking place. It's not super upscale, so you don't have to dress up in like a suit or anything like that. But you can be casual. They have a bar in the front, and then they have karaoke and different activities, so events. So check out their Facebook page. Is CASA, CASAD, Francesca'S, FRANCESCAS, something like that. It's great. I know I spelled it wrong. But and they have a website, and you shouldn't need reservations, but I always suggest people that they should, because on Thursdays it can be pretty busy with that whole special going on, and then you have to worry. But the restaurant's huge, so there doesn't seem to be a problem with getting seating at all. But you never know when the banquet rooms are closed off. And in addition, they have a special like kind of chef's room too. and a whole dessert like a menu and like the whole rotating like a case of baked goods and stuff. You can see it. So we are gonna take a quick little break, and we're gonna then talk about the next restaurant and upcoming because I literally ate at like 30 restaurants in Buffalo. Welcome back. This is Upstate Eats, and I'm your host, Katrina Lee. I have two other radio shows. Actually, one for sure. It's 2 hours, and it's tonight from 10 o'clock until 12 midnight. I have a little section of it, which is Life Without Shame, which is kind of crazy, funny stories and things that are kind of wild going on. My show's called Beyond the Pole, and it's about accountability, sex, drugs, rock and roll, strip clubs, porn stars, exotic dancers, what's going on in the industry, just different stuff and topics. I know it's not necessarily related to this show, but I'm giving a plug for my show later. That was my first show. I've had it now almost 3 years as of January 1st. So this is my more recent one, but I have a passion for food. So this is actually my favorite show. So I'm excited. A lot of big things are coming up and events. And I just got some really neat ideas. I'm looking forward to more restaurant reviews. And if you're a restaurant or a chef or someone, or you're in at home, if you're a Tupperware lady and you want to talk about different items while using cooking and stuff, and or even if you're like an at-home chef or a vegan and you got some recipes, like we'd love to have you on the show. You can do a call-in or you can come in and be right in the studio, which is actually more preferred, and it gives you kind of a cool experience to be able to like check out the radio station and be inside the studio. We're located in the Hungerford building. So, just you can hit me up and inbox me on my personal Facebook, or which is Katrina Lee, or Katrina Lee Lee, and or honestly, you can just go on Upstate Eats. So, I also this week in Buffalo went to Russell's, which is technically Williamsville, and is on Transit Road, and there's a hotel and is legendary. Russ owned Salvatore's for a very, very long time, and then his son took it over, and then they ended up with a rivalry and like kind of chaos, and it's right down the street. But he's right in front of a culinary arts school, so he gets a lot of the students that come over there and like top of the line, brand new chefs doing different things. He knows exactly what he's doing. It is upscale, so you want to be dressed better when you go there. It is more like pricier in the menu. They have like the surf and turf. They have obviously lobster, all different steaks. It's just incredible. So I had surf and turf, and then I had the mushrooms, which was amazing. It also had asparagus. I had clams as like an appetizer. And for dessert, I got the chocolate covered strawberries. They have a spinach sausage bread, which is just amazing. And when you get the house bread, it's got three different types of butter, and it changes and rotates frequently. Like one was strawberry, one was regular butter, and the other one was like a maple type butter. So I mean, that was delicious. I really enjoyed it. I used to get sour apple martinis there, and it's like unbelievable. And the bartenders are all top notch. It's all high end. Where you actually hold the tray above your head, carry it out. Everyone's dressed nice. They have kind of cool booths, so it's romantic if you're going out. And when you get your desserts for like a birthday or a special celebration, they put a sparkler on it, and then they light it. So it's the holiday season, and I don't know exactly what their gift certificate deal is going to be, but every year it's something like you spend $100 and you get like 25 that you can use after the holiday season. And come back to them. And I mean, just I highly recommend it. They have the lobster mac and cheese too as a side, is probably one of the best that I've ever had. And you will always get the best service. If there's any issue, they'll make sure it's taken care of. Russ is going to be on our show, and we're going to do a food review in person over there, which will be even better because we'll get all different of their new stuff and top of the line. But he wants to wait till after the holidays. So he's 83 years old and he's still doing it every day. He's in that restaurant greeting and meeting everyone. And his personality is just wonderful. He donates tons of money to all different stuff. He has his own wing at ECMC, which is our hospital, like the big one for trauma unit. And I ended up spending quite a bit of time, and I have to keep going back there for all different surgeries because I really, really, really injured myself. And the seatbelt cut my stomach across and where my intestines were falling out. It went through all the layers of my skin. So I had to get all these stomach staples. I had a fractured neck. My bone broke in half on my arm. So I have metal, and then I had 18 stitches in my arm. I have a broken ankle that's fractured. I mean, just a lot of problems. Like, it's been a nightmare. but I've been smiling and I don't have to wear the neck brace anymore and just trying to get out and get caught up. And, it's there. We're getting there little by little. But, I went to Russell's a week ago. I used to go all the time when I lived in Clarence in the area because it was close to my house, and they have specials on Tuesday where it's 5 for $5, and then you can always upgrade and get larger sizes, but it's only at the bar area. And sometimes there's tables in the dining room that you can sit at when it's very busy. And it seems like a lot of the restaurants in that area have these special Tuesday specials to bring them out. So I used to always go out on Tuesday and support the bar, and I knew like everyone in there, and I still do. Basically, it was the same regulars, the same type clientele. People want to return. If it's your birthday or anniversary and you tell them in advance, they'll put your name on this board that's outside, and it'll have your name like happy birthday, which is really cool, and that's what everyone always wants to do. My former stepson, we put his name up, and he just thought it was so great. In front of the restaurant is a memorial park, and it's all different stuff on the wars, and it's all sculptures, and that's free. And I know the artist who did them. It was Donald Perino, and he was a designer who did a lot of work for other very established restaurants through the years. Now these guys are all older and more kind of retired. Russ is one of the few guys I know who works as hard as he does and literally greets everyone at the restaurant. So he has this personality, and everyone loves him. He throws a huge birthday every year party for himself, or they put together at the casino, and it's like just the elite and everything. It's a blast. I go every year. So definitely try Russell's. And then down the street is his first original restaurant. And they did update it and change the menu. But on Tuesdays, they have a bar menu that's another special that's great, where you can get lobster, filet, all this stuff, like smaller portions, obviously, and for really cheap. If it's your birthday, one of their specials is you get a free entree as long as someone else comes and pays for the entree with you at your table, because usually you don't go to a restaurant like that alone. So I like going there a lot on Tuesdays, especially when I'm in the area. And they have this lobster bisque where they put the lobster first on the plate and then pour it on, and that's just unbelievable. One of my favorite things that I would get. And I'm kind of repetitive. I usually get like surf and turf because I love lobster, but when I go there, I get the classic trio. So you get like a chicken parmesan, you get a pasta like Alfredo, and you get a filet. Like you get a mix of everything, which is good. It's not like, the Olive Garden one, but I mean, it's better. They do tableside. So when I went there for my birthday, and my birthday is September 4th, they did Bananas Forester and brought it right out to the bar and cooked it in front of us. They used to do Cherries Jubilee, which is my ultimate favorite, but they stopped doing that tableside. And I believe, because I remember through the years hearing it, that during the holidays, because they get so busy, that they do not do tableside because they just can't keep up with it. Now, I suggest going there because they go above and beyond with decorating. Like, it's unbelievable. Your kids are going to love it. I mean, they like every room is just decked out, and they have whole displays and like fake snow, and I mean, just tons of animals. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and changes. And just I was going there since I was a little kid because my family owned the corner right next to it, and he originally started it was a hot dog stand. Now my aunt's passed away, and I used to actually have an adult store in that plaza, like that section right after, not that long ago, like 10 years ago. But eventually I'm sure he'll buy that corner and expand it. But tons of weddings. My marriage was actually there. I'm happily divorced now. But I mean, they had baked Alaska and danced around. I mean, it was really spectacular. My parents dropped a lot of money on it. A lot of money on it. I had a lot of people, but it was like just beautiful. And I mean, the way it was done, like, was like stunning. They do a lot of weddings, baby showers, different events. They have a ton of banquet rooms. It's a huge place. They opened and just changed it so it's the chandelier bar and updated it, and they added a hotel spa that's like connected to it. Now, right when you get off the 90, when you head out in the Clarence exit, you can see when you first get out, there's a garden place. And that is their hotel that they also own, and they have like a bar, a little restaurant that's smaller inside it, and that's like all decked out and different. And they have like suites with jacuzzi rooms and like bathrooms with really cool mirror like windows and different stuff all around it, and it's just really neat. I definitely highly recommend them. They're all like family owned. The families all work their butts off. They're always there all the time. Like he was trained by his father. Just some falling out, which I don't know all the exact details. I don't really care to know either because I just try to stay out of people's drama, especially if it's not my own drama, it's someone else's. But we're gonna cut in a quick break and come back with some more restaurants that I ate at in the past 2 weeks. Hey, welcome back. It's Upstate Eats, and I'm your host, Katrina Lee. We are on every Thursday from 8 o'clock till 9. Next week, we will have a rerun of one of our top shows with The Reverie. I really had a great time. It's kind of a little pervert towards it. Like, it's more my personality. It was a great person who we're interviewing on the show. It was just really funny. It was a great time. I loved the restaurant and more. We talked about Rochester craft cocktail revitalizing and just more like that. So sorry, I'm not feeling the best today. Just so there's like a little slur here and there. It's just a stumble. I'm like definitely not 100%, but I really want to get this show done and do a good job with it. But we're gonna talk next about exquisite taste, and that's in East Aurora. I went to high school with the original owner's son, and they just switched it and sold it in the past year to new owners who have changed it around and they're doing some different things. So when I go there, I like to get the polar bear freeze. And it's just like a milkshake that's like white chocolate. And I've been drinking it since I was like 12. No coffee in it. I'm not a coffee drinker. It is a coffee house style, but they've added a very good menu where I'm kind of steady and repetitive. I like to get the Millard Fill Me More sandwich, and then they have the Hubbard and the Cupboard, and their chicken salad ones. They always have like a similar side salad that goes with the entrees, and they pretty much always put an edible flower on top of it as like decor. There's a ton of other options, baked goods. They're expanding more in the summer. They literally have these lobster specials, and it's so good. I mean, it's just amazing the way they do it. And I love lobster, and I love lobster rolls and lobster sandwiches, and so I frequent it there. And my family lives in East Aurora, so that's a good place I recommend. They have like these desserts too, where you can make your own s'mores, and they bring it out, and then you can like roast it right over the top, which is like, I mean, who doesn't like that? It's fun, especially in the winter, because it's not like you're gonna be camping. And they just started some new s'mores treats where they got like peanut butter and cups and different things on top. So, highly, highly recommended. So we are gonna switch a little bit further away because I had to go up to Batavia area, and I went to Alex's, which is right across pretty much from the casino, the Batavia Downs. And it used to be like a jockey club where the guys who dealt with the horses would go and frequent. It's been there forever. My grandma used to take me when I was a little kid. I love the French dip. Their French onion soup is on point. It's been there forever. There's a reason why. It's got like an old school vibe. They're just very, very, very well known, and it's gonna be there probably forever. It reminds me of my childhood. Not much has changed about it on the insides, and they kept it kind of the same in like a kitschy vintage style. They have clam bars, and you can sit up there. It's really not that far away from any location. It's kind of like right in the middle. So if you're from Rochester, probably takes you, I mean, less than 45 minutes. And then if you're from Buffalo, it takes you less than 45 minutes. It's pretty much right off the 90 throughway at the Batavia exit. And I mean, it's kind of idiot proof to look where the casino is, but we all have GPS nowadays. So that shouldn't be an issue on locating it. And then I'm going to talk a little bit next about the Charlotte Tavern, which is in Charlotte, which is Rochester. And I'm going to be working there. So if you want to come visit me and talk some food, talk about movies, talk about the other radio show, I go to museums, I go to all different events. I can talk to almost anyone about everything. I have the gift of gab. I'm always smiling. I'm happy. But I'm going to be there from Sunday and Monday, and I'm going to be tending at the bar and then serving tables. They have more bar menu on those days, so you can't get like the lobster French and other items like that. But the wood fired pizza is stellar. And on those 2 days, because of football, there's a 60-cent wing special, which pretty much everyone gets. And with that, you get the homemade in house blue cheese included. You also get celery, You don't have to buy a drink necessarily. You can take it to go, and it's 60 cents, and you don't have to order like 12 or a specific order. You could order 4 if you wanted, which is unlike almost every other place that I know with chicken wing specials. These are big sized chicken wings. The portions there are humongous. The owner's theory is fat and happy. I told him I don't want to be fat. I just want to be happy instead of, slender and bitter, I guess. But I was there, and I'm training to do other stuff and manage and help him with the other location. He has Tavern 19 and some of his rentals, and actually use my degree. But they had Cisco came in, and I met her, the representative we have, and she was great at this food tasting show where you got to try all the different vendors and go around and have the best of the best, which is a mix of literally almost anything and everything that you're gonna get in the food service industry. So we went, and Hormel was one of the vendors, and they brought a ton of free meat, and they did a demonstration just for me, John Reynolds, the owner, and the Cisco lady. And this guy has been in the restaurant business for years, was top sales, just incredible. And he literally cooked up pork ossobuco, these new riblets, which he thinks are going to be good and almost comparable to chicken wings, and a price line for the specials. And they put it in the wood fire pizza oven, and then they did it where it was like fried or cooked on top of the thing. And then you could put it in wing sauce and differently. The new turkeys and capricolas that were all sliced, this French onion type dip thing, and they gave us like recipes and like what's comparable and how you could cook with it. It was like every type of meat you could fathom. Like the chicken they were giving us was so tender to try. It's not dry. They had literally like steak, everything but seafood. And I'm a big seafood person, so I mean, it was like lamb, chops and just full ribs. It was just neat. And I want to do an event for this radio station over there because this is community radio, so we can and do like a fundraiser. And they said that they would donate a bunch of meat and products for that. And so we could easily do like a really nice buffet, and I know a lot of vendors, so we could put it together and do like a basket raffle. So right now I'm trying to organize this, and then I'm gonna let people know the date and promote it pretty well, and it'll be on like have every radio show on this station talk about it. So that's going to be a good thing and make a difference for this station because we can get some new equipment. So if you want to ever donate to this station, go online to our website. It's www.rochesterfreeradio.com. We always look for any help because this is community ran. None of us are getting paid. We're all working for this. This is like a passion. Yeah, it's just fun to have a show, and I get to at least eat for free and do different stuff. And I have some cool ideas, including next year. It's a little too late for this year. We'll have a calendar of the places that we went to we take a professional picture for the food pics. We give them to the companies, restaurants that we go to, and then we give them and we put them, like on the websites for our page, our social media, and then eventually we're on YouTube as Upstate Eats. So we put it on these recordings, which usually get uploaded within a week, and then we add the pictures that we take onto it. So I mean, that's just kind of cool. So I looked forward, and I had a great time with Cisco bringing over Hormel. And this week there's another food one, and that's more like seafood and a different vendor. Now that is exactly up my alley. Free lobster, free shrimp, like free clams, oysters. Like this is the one I'm super excited about because I'm really not a big like pork and red meat eater. I never have been. I'm more seafood or chicken. I tried changing and trying all different things when I was a kid. I was very repetitive and I didn't want to, try something new. And now, like, especially with this food show, I'm like advancing and trying all different things that I never would have and finding out that I like them. And they say your taste palette changes about every 7 years, and that might be why. Like, one thing that I will never, ever, ever, ever like is peas. I hate them. I can't stand them at all. I have no desire to eat them. I hate them as a kid. I still don't like them. That's never going to change. And another thing that I truly hate food wise, so I try to avoid, is beets. I just never liked them. I never will. Ugh. But I know that's a big thing for Thanksgiving. So I tried one of them at a food thing because they had actually an exquisite taste, which I was just talking about in East Aurora. They had it, and it was like in a Thanksgiving sandwich, which was unbelievable. And they sell out. They sell a ton of them. It's their popular thing. It's like turkey stuffing, everything you get in a turkey dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, you would expect all in one. And they give you like a side of mashed potatoes, which is fabulous. And they also are going to be doing a food review with us. And we're going to go on the radio and they're going to do a call in with the new owners and talk about the changes, what they're doing at the menu, why they got into the business. So that's pretty exciting. And I'm in the movie that just came out, Cold Brook, and it's with William Fichtner, Kim Coates. And the gala scene, I am the blonde girl I'm shown like 6 times as an extra. I don't have speaking lines, but right behind with the black dress with sparkles, you see me multiple. It's really easy. That's me. So check it out. It's a really, really good movie. You can get it on Amazon right now. It's $6.99, or you can buy it for $9.99, which then your whole family can watch it whenever you want. It's filmed all over East Aurora and Buffalo, so you get to see like some of the houses, some of the locations, the Aurora Theater. You get to see, Rick's on Main, which is cool, and just all different stuff. My old hairdresser's house was actually in it too, and that's where it was filmed, and that's the one that Kim Coates is living in, which is really neat. So check it out. You don't know what you're going to recognize and see. The gala scene I'm in was filmed in Kleinhand's Music Theater in Hall. And the reason we're getting so many roles of filming in Buffalo is because William Fichtner brought back these tax incentives and changed it where New York State, especially our area, is a film hub and is bringing major movie directors out here. Since I got divorced and I was completely controlled and couldn't have a life, aside from building this radio show, I met William Fichtner at Mother's, which serves filet until literally 3 a.m. while most places shut down, and it's like top high end food. And you get a lot of lawyers and more upscale at the bar. And I met him there, and he asked me to be in his movie, and that was my first movie I did. I did yesterday my 49th movie, and they're all big screen. They're all going to be on TV. I'm going to be on Ion on December 1st, and that's at 7 o'clock. And it's a Christmas princess. And so I'm wearing this really cheesy Christmas shirt, and then I'm in the gala scene too. So I haven't seen it, so I'm looking forward to that being released. I just came out on Lifetime Movies, which you can find on possibly Hulu or look it up. And that's called Sleeping with My Student. I just filmed a bunch, so they're all coming out. It takes a little while, and I'm just like more background, but I'm starting to get ready and more confident for speaking roles now and know what I'm doing. So it's just a wonderful opportunity. And so when you go to these movies and stuff and you're an actress or actor, they feed you so well. Like they go above and beyond with the food to make you happy because you're not necessarily making a lot of money for extra background work. And then the cast and stuff, it just, works out that way. So the one I just did was quote Panna. They always quote these, and you don't really know what the title or the name's going to be. So it changes. Like the first Purge I was in, and I'm Marissa Tomei's stand-in, so I do everything multiple times before she does. That was called Staten Island Experiment. So, I mean, if you want to know what movie's being filmed, because they just did and wrapped up A Quiet Place, you kind of got to look and catch it in the news, and they'll say like the name more. But when you're actually applying and doing it, it's quoted, and then you're not allowed to talk about these movies or the details until they come out. So you can't post. Some might let you, but you can't post the details. You can't. You're like not supposed to post pictures of yourself with the stars or say what you're doing because it's not worth it because you can lose your casting agent, you can lose your agency. I just signed up with AMS Models, and I work for 4 different agencies, and they call me, and because I'm reliable, I show up, I'm smiley, I'm very girl next door. I look younger than I am, so I can be a younger mother, a girl at gala scenes, all different stuff. Panna, I'm in the shower scene, and it's based like on a homeless shelter, and there's like nudity in the shower scene. So that's kind of be interesting. And it was you got to picture it's not these hot all strippers and models. It's women of all different shapes and sizes. So it's realistic to what you would see in a shelter. And then I'm a homeless person in another scene, just like in the bed and stuff, like just sitting there and kind of walking around. That was like the only movie that I can say I looked like a little rougher in, like, because you're not supposed to have your hair done, you're not supposed to wear makeup, you're not supposed to wear any jewelry. I felt pretty naked, and like I was just in pajamas or literally naked, but we ate so well. It's not just pizza and wings. You always have some of that. There is all these different wraps. It's just food, food, food the whole time. And you get like breakfast sandwiches. They had scrambled eggs, all that stuff in the beginning. And then you start with then the huge lunch because you have to through the union. And I got my SAG after card. So I get a little bit more perks from that. But then after they had it dinner, which was amazing, and they had like beef stroganoff and all different foods. So it's kind of like to cater to everyone. So if you're a vegetarian, there's options. There really isn't vegan options. I never really seen that yet. You know, I'm a lactose intolerant, so I don't really eat too much of certain things, but I could never be vegan. It'd just be so depressing. And I love cheese. I love French onion soup, but I got to do it in measures so that I don't get sick. So I can have like a couple sips of ice cream or of milkshakes and like maybe a baby cone of ice cream without getting sick, but it's pushing it. Definitely avoid that. So when I do these food reviews, I try to make sure, unless it's like a bite or two, that it's nothing like a heavy cheesecake, things like that, or a cream sauce that's using heavy cream that literally like run and like it's either how it goes. I don't need to like freak everyone out. Who knows if you're eating right now. So, on top of all that stuff, I'm a big eater and I like to go out and have fun. I'm single, so it's more expensive for me to actually cook at home and be stuck with the same meals than it is to go to restaurants. And especially now with the food review show, it's kind of beneficial to my work. But yesterday, I received my international Yums box that came in. Absolutely in love with this box. Last month was my first one, and I got the Austria box. So it costs, I'm in the medium size program. It costs $25 a month. It includes shipping and handling, and you get all these different foods from their top in their country. You get a guidebook that tells you, and he's got like quizzes. It tells you what the food is. It educates you on, their country, who is there. It's great as an educational tool for kids. You get like 15 different snacks and you don't know what they are. They're a mix. There's like some are like chips, some are chocolate, some are like a type of cookie, and some are disgusting. And some are really good. So I didn't have a chance to try them all yet because I'm going to do it more next week and talk about it because we're running short on time. But I did try acho, which was fried egg potato chips. So patatas fritas con sabor and huevo frito. So I'm actually fluent in Spanish, but I say it more so you guys could understand. I do not like eggs. That's one thing I barely eat. I'm not a breakfast person. I never was awake for breakfast. So that was a little different for me. I gave my mom the rest of it, and she's like, okay, it definitely tastes like eggs. It's kind of weird, but it's different. She wasn't like, ew, disgusting. I tried one chip, and I was like, okay, we're not going to eat this one. So yeah, it's literally like just egg tasting potato chips. There's other ones that look amazing that I didn't get to yet. And I apologize for saying amazing so much today. My co-host was doing it too, and I just realized I said it a lot today. But she like it's like almost chocolate inside. It looks like an M&M possibly according to the container, and then it's got caramel on the outside. So I know I'm gonna love that one. And in the last month's when they had the Austria box, my favorite was these like potato chips. They're like potato sticks, and I ended up like woofing down the whole bag in like 5 minutes, not even. And these portions are bigger. It's not like they're really tiny. They're like a good sized portion, so it's definitely well worth the money and well worth your time. You go to Universal Yums. This on Facebook. That's how I found it. It popped in my feed, and I looked it up because I used to be in a candy box, but that was like $50, and I found a lot of the candy that was there was the same candy you get for way cheaper at TJ Maxx, and it was like a complete waste of money and kind of stupid. So maybe if it's as a gift or you sent it one time, but there's so many boxes at mail and so many different options, but this is educational. It gives you some recipes. You can go online and you can download some songs and listen to them that the country is known for. They even quiz you on what's going to be the next box. So I had no idea it was going to be Spain because it was saying Salvador Dali. It was saying it has a lot of lizards. So I was thinking it was more South America. So when I saw after they like told you they pop it online after you wait like 2 weeks and you're curious what you're gonna get, and I saw Spain. I'm like, this is great because I'm fluent in Spanish, and I started Spanish in second grade, and I chose it as my high school and then college programs. And my Spanish teacher is still, I see her still on a regular basis because she works at TJ Maxx now after she retired. And her daughter is one of my friends, and she actually made my divorce cake. So they go to Spain a lot, so I get the joys of watching them through Facebook and checking it out. So she was really excited when she saw the box and thought that was awesome and signed up. And a bunch of my friends signed up who have kids because they're like, that's a really great idea. So they see it from what I posted on Facebook, and I do post public. So check it out. It's Katrina Lee and KatrinaLeeLee.com, not.com. Don't look at KatrinaLeeLee.com. It's Katrina Lee on Facebook, and you can see the pictures. You can see the food pictures. You see a lot of cute pictures of my dog. You can see what I look like, so you can visualize me to my voice, which is a little rough today because, like I said, I'm not feeling that great. And I'm pretty wounded and injured, and the weather changed. So it seems like I'm in extra pain today than I have been in a while. So I'm looking forward to going to bed after my second show. But we are Upstate Eats. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Is Upstate Eats on YouTube, Upstate Eats on that's Upstate Eats on Facebook. Tons of pictures uploaded, and I just blanked. Is underscore something Upstate Eats. It's on our Facebook page, so you can check it out for the Instagram. My co-host does the Instagram page, that's why I wasn't sure, and it's a weird name. It's not Upstate Eats because there's some other that was Upstate Eats on the Instagram, so we had to change it. So I don't know. I'm not that big with the underscore, so I know it makes it a little harder to look up, but I guess the younger generation is. So check us out. We're going to be having a replay show, which is one of our favorite shows, next week because it's Thanksgiving. So enjoy your day with your family. I personally will be in Easter with my family and going to the Roycroft where they have amazing buffet, tons of history. It's one of the top restaurants in East Aurora. They have like the Roycroft art festivals and everything. East Aurora is just a really great town to visit. A ton of food, a ton of bars, an open container law, and more. So we will see you next week. And my next show is Beyond the Pole that starts at 10 o'clock. So hopefully you keep staying tuned.